course, want to let you know again the news that's just come into us in the last few minutes that South Africa's last white president, FW de Klerk, has died. Let's have this look back at his life with Caroline Hawley.
Today we have closed the book on apartheid, and that chapter is finally closed.
The force of history would have ended white supremacy in South Africa eventually. But without FW de Klerk, the transformation to non-racial democracy could have been a lot more painful. He saw that his country had to change, and he delivered. Mr de Klerk knew very well what lay behind the chaos and violence in black townships, provoked by rigid racial segregation. For years, as a minister in South Africa's white minority government, he'd helped entrench apartheid. Then FW de Klerk became president in 1989, replacing P.W. Botha, the last apartheid dinosaur. And President de Klerk's approach was very different.
The prohibition of the African National Congress, the Pan-Africanist Congress, the South African Communist Party and a number of subsidiary organizations is being rescinded.
Within a year, Nelson Mandela finally walked to freedom. FW de Klerk had ordered his release and unbanned the ANC, acts he knew must number his own days in power. But talks to end white minority rule opened old wounds in black politics. There was terrible violence in the townships between the ANC and its Zulu rivals of Inkatha, violence that was actively fomented by the white security apparatus. And white extremists too were up in arms. Upset at the prospect of a black government, de Klerk sensed the threat and outmanoeuvred them by offering a whites-only referendum in 1992. He craved backing and he won it. Now change was unstoppable. The world acknowledged that. And in 1993, Mr de Klerk was jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, along with the man who would replace him as president. Although Nelson Mandela was sometimes infuriated by FW de Klerk, he called him a man of integrity.
So help me God.
President Mandela's inauguration in 1994 was partly a tribute to Mr de Klerk's vision. Some of his former colleagues complained he'd been opportunistic, merely seizing a moment. But he did seize the moment.
Never again on 1 inch of the soil of the Republic of South Africa will there ever be racial discrimination again.
And so for white South Africans, FW de Klerk can stand tall in history.
Caroline Hawley there reporting on FW de Klerk, of course, the last white leader of South Africa who has died. We've just heard that being reported in the last few minutes.